Well, back again for an extremely short Stardew stream. Will be very short. And so I'll start right away. Oh yeah, I forgot that Stardew is on hard drive rather than SSD, so it takes a bit to start, but it's fine. Just a couple seconds, no one cares. A small loading. Rain, perfect. Oh yeah, you're going to tell me about Forge. Yes. Gimme. Okay. We need to make that. I think there's more stones. Well, 1k would be fine, but the thing is, I don't need money. Actually, I do for the tools. Forgot about that. Forgot that I need money for the tools. So need that. Furnace is done. What we don't have is coal. So we might need to make a tree farm somewhere. For now, we do mine stuff. Now, how much is the backpack? Okay, 2k, so I need 2k for the backpack, and then some more for tools. Now, I don't need spring onions, so I'm going to sell these. Because I don't need them. Okay, then we're going to the mines. Oh, I could have sold them to Pierre and buy the backpack. I'm so used to the shipping box that I forgot that you can sell directly and get the money right away. I don't want to well, I could plant more, but I don't want to overplant. And then not have energy for the mines, because the mines take priority. I need to get to the gold level, so it will take a long while to get there, even more when you are under-equipped and are terrible at combat. Come on, go to a corner, stay there. Yeah, stay. Stay in the corner. No. Damn it. Turn, please, turn, please. Okay, let's see. No copper. Must be an unlucky day. Don't need sap from here. Oh, but I do need carrots. So... let's consume these. Yes, eat it. The carrots are better. So we go with carrots. Mining isn't the most interesting. It's probably one of my least favorite activities in farming games is mining. Because I honestly much prefer to be more farming focused than spending so much time in the mine. So at least make the mines like optional. I think I would not mind if sprinklers were very expensive, but at least you could buy them. Because then what I do is I'd make more money to buy sprinklers to make more money. Rather than spending time in the mines, not having as much fun. But at least I'm not fighting dark chicken and dark animals. At least these one has proper monsters rather than the reskinned animals. Yeah, I'm looking at you, friends of Mineral Town, or... wait, was it? No, it was Harvestman DS, I think. Oh, damn. I hated the mines in that game. It was when I really started not liking mines in the farming games. It was thanks to that game. Because I was playing... if I'm not mistaken, I was playing the original, but it was a revision that has less bugs, so the many exploits don't happen, I think. But the money exploit doesn't happen as easily. And the game is far less buggy. Still buggy, but far less. And then I don't remember what happened that made me fall into a hole that I did not want. It was some weird crap. And the thing is I don't have space for that coal, and I want it. I don't need quartz for now. Screw it. But that one coal I want. Yeah, something happened I fell into a hole, went down a bunch of levels when I did not want to. And I was already really tired of the mines. So my stamina went to 0. And I don't remember what. I think I was trying to load the game and it's somehow slipped and saved. It was some bullcrap that I didn't want to do and the game did it anyway. And yeah, I lost all my money. Like insta. So yeah, I rage quit at that point. Because I wasn't using the money exploit. And then suddenly all the money was gone. Because of some weird bug. I don't remember what exactly what happened. But it was something very stupid. And I really started hating mines starting that game. Like it was painful, that game. That game wasn't even an harvestman game. It was more like a management game. But you manage the farm more like telling people to work rather than working yourself. And I don't like that. And I don't like how starting since then Harvest Moon games put less and less emphasis on the farming. At least not in a traditional sense. Like the 3DS games, I don't know if it's all, but the two of them I think are like that, but Tree of Towns for sure is like that, where watering crops instead of being one tiny square, it's one big square, and one big square is equivalent of many tiny squares, which is fine, except when you go to water in that game. And watering is boring. You sit there holding a button for multiple seconds and that's it. That's watering done. You hold the button for 3 to 5 seconds, I forget. Oh, I can't accept anything. Okay. And yeah. And then it's a static animation, it'll just stand there. That's just boring. Like, it's not fun. These games, watering might get boring, but at least we are moving around, and it could be better. Like, Rune Factory 3 solved the problem with farming and watering being boring. And you missing squares. That game already solved the problem. I don't know why modern Harvest Moon don't use that. They already solved the problem. It's perfect in that game. And yet here we are, and I'm ranting about that bullcrap. Because it's like no one really pays attention to what they are doing nowadays. They keep... And Marvelous, in particular, keeps making crap. Like, this game was made by one guy, and it has very few flaws. It's extremely fun to play as a farming game. It has subtle differences that allow for multiple gameplays. It's perfect. And then you look at the latest actual game they made, which is Pioneers of Olive Town. I'm not counting with the crappy remakes they did. I'll get there. And It's a chore simulator, that game. And worse yet is that the games are released in a really poor state and then they patch it. Which is fine to patch it, except when Exceed comes. Oh, well, Exceed might not do it anymore because someone else might take their place. But Exceed saying we don't want to translate the new DLC because it's free, so we don't make money, but to translate that extra text and add it to the base game, which at the time it wasn't even released yet, it costs more money, so we don't want to spend extra money to not get any more money, so we either charge or not do it. It's a patch to fix the flaws of the game. The game was shit when it came out. It wasn't Pioneers of Olive Town, it was another one on the 3DS that came in a sorry state. It had to be patched, and they didn't want to, because it costs money. No. It would cost more to lose your funds over it. But the fans of that game are a bit too liard. They can barely admit that Stardew is a good game, or the less admit that Harvest Moon or Story of Seasons is in a sorry state. But yet, all Pioneers of Olive Town doesn't have much. The town is boring. It's there. And you sink everything you have onto it, but that's about it. Damn, I still have so much stamina and no time. Now that's a blunder. I should have spent the stamina rather than looking for nothing. Oh well, stakes were done. But we will survive. Oh, but we won't survive just on these. This doesn't give me any money. Yeah, the Forage Farm will take quite a while to take off. But yeah, the game is a chore simulator. You have your farm, and then at time, is it really a mine? I forget. It's such a forgetful game that I don't even remember if it has a proper farm or what the hell that was. Okay, back to the mines because I don't have money. And I might upgrade that watering can first. How much is upgrades? I'm going to check. It's okay, and 5 bars. You know what that means? Back to the mines. Actually, it's back to the box. The game array is very tiny for a modern game. And that isn't good at all. Because it becomes a chore simulator. It's like you harvest things, feed things into a machine. I don't really remember. There's a mine, and then there's a tiny space for the spirits. Then there's a town. That's it. There's no mountain to explore. There's really nothing else to do. It's just farm. And while I think it's good, it's focused on that. At the same time, it's a detriment when it's only that. You need to have a healthy balance You need to have options. And that game just ignores pretty much the legacy of the games to deliver something that is very passable. And then the DLC that you pay for kind of crappy as well. It's nice that it has characters from other games, but the tiny bits of map aren't even worth anything. Like anyone, and I mean anyone, probably could do those maps on Unity without any knowledge and just using Chat GPT. Because it's pretty much just low-res textures, trees all around, and then houses plopped in. They are all look the same, they have nothing special. It's not like the towns from the other games. Yeah, very disappointing. And the farming is inferior to Rune Factory 3 as well. It's not great. At least there is a mechanic to lock you in place and see the grid, but come on, it's been almost 20. No, not all. Yeah, we are rather close to 20 years since Rune Factory 3. And farming game mechanics are still inferior to that game. So yeah, that's the things that annoy me. Like, you have Harvest Moon as 20. Came out in 1997, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh. Let's see, 97. So we are just 3 years short of 30 years. Gosh, that's a long ass time. Yeah, you are dawning 30 years. And your game, your latest new game, is inferior. In terms of fun and content, is inferior to the game you released almost just as long on the PS1. And it's a game you made without money. Even the Nintendo 64 game is great, but it is lacking in many aspects that the PlayStation 1 game improved. And then they completely ruined everything that game improved in the following games anyway. And even the Game Boy games were great. I don't like Friends of Metro Town. I just prefer the PlayStation 1 game. I like the looks. Just having great portrait art, it was great. What sucked was the script, at least the script in English of some characters was really bad, which is a shame because the characters were much better. Everyone says that Mary is a boring character, and yeah, she is. That's the whole point of the character. It's to be a generic book girl character. But then what's really bad is that the script of the game feels incomplete when you play it. I don't know if it's the same in Japanese, but in English it is terrible at times. But then later on it gets really good. The character is quite good later on. But you pretty much need to marry her to finally see some good script. which then it's a bit too late for many. So many think she's just boring. No, she's quite interesting, but it happens too late because the script until then. There's a point in the game, like it's like the Orange Heart or something, that she pretty much doesn't even talk to you. She pretty much does not say anything. She just blushes and that's it. Like, come on! Like, are you the people that made the Fire Emblem 3DS game adaptation? Like, what the hell? And yeah, there's the remake of Friends of Mineral Town, but then I find that really disappointing because Friends of Mineral Town took out certain content. Because it's a Game Boy game, Game Boy Advance, but doesn't have the capabilities to have a lot. So sprites suffered, there's less sprites comparing to the damn 3 bugs of me. The remake, the original Friends of Mineral Town lacked some content because the screen space, and they added more content that doesn't really take much cartridge space, which was actually a good thing they did. Well, some of it, like playing for 50 years to get a cottage was a bit extreme. But yeah, there was removed content and it sucked. And some content was changed and didn't make sense at all. And then you make a remake in modern platforms in a time that even phones have better how do you pronounce it? Capabilities? Something like that. Than the old consoles, right? So you can make a really good game. And there was some minor changes that they call QOL, but there are more changes than quality of life upgrades. But there was a couple of good additions. But you didn't bring any of the old content back. And it's really annoying that you can make a really tiny example of how bad the remake is by simply comparing the library. The library in Back to Nature is very unique. It's round. It has art on the floor. Okay, so I can't do anything here. So yeah, you could make the game better. And then they changed the characters a lot. Like Karen lost her bangs, and then they made a new character with her bangs. So why did you change it? Like, such a stupid thing to do. Change one character art to be completely different, and then you add that character's features or to a new character. Like, It just doesn't make sense to me. And honestly, I don't like the redesigns because the original had very, what you call it, down to earth designs. The designs were very down to earth. But the thing about the down to earth designs are rather relatable. That was risky. The designs were believable in those games. In the remake, like, they made them modern. So while Anne was a tomboy and had overalls, the modern version is just a girly girl. I guess they kept the tomboy aspect in her. That she wears pants, maybe, I forget. She doesn't look like what's supposed to be her personality at all. Like, and then Mary, for example, who is supposed to be a book girl, therefore she's wearing a sailor uniform. They change her uniform to be more modern, they say, but it looks like a cosplay from a dodgy game. So it's like, well, what the hell happened? She's supposed to be shy, why is she wearing cosplay? Why? Cosplay, this looks like cosplay from a dodgy game. Those aren't really real clothes. See, you lose that grounded aspect. And for what? For a game barely anyone played? Well, I guess maybe it's sold well on the Switch, but on the PC, for example, huge platform, barely anyone was playing, and it's a platform that has plenty of farming games already, so you can't even excuse that it's not a platform where people play farming games, because they are playing. Many people are. So perhaps people just look at the game and saw a game that's not good, which again is a shame that the brand that popularized farming games down to the ground level, let's say, or individual level, is in the gutter. Just like my finances are in the gutter. So yeah, it's quite sad, really, to see a series you love just go down. Okay, first expansion, but I don't even have money for a tool. I don't have time to do another day today, so I'm just going to stop here. Just continuing to rant a bit before finishing it. But yeah, the IP is in the gutter. So many people play Stardew, they could jump to that game because it's different for a while. And you see the player base, It's worse than many indies. And like, so what's the point of redesign? Oh, we made the redesign. Holy crap. There's 25,000 people playing Stardew right now. Like, what the fuck? Like, how does a game that looks like this, that is already like 7 years old or something, still have so much people playing? It peaked at 16,000 people. And then I don't even know why so many people are playing right now, because it... Oh wait, I'm looking for that. Okay. Yeah. Like, so there's a market there. It's just that the remake of Friends of Mineral Town doesn't have anything that people loved in the original game. Well, in a GBA it was just portable and it had the charm of the original. Even though it less content and doesn't have the really good graphics. But like... Well, I guess it had a decent all-time peak. But... Yeah, it didn't even last a month. Like, how does a farming game lose so many people in a month? Like, it's a game that you spend at least like 3 months playing. Perhaps the issue is that it lost so many people because only the die-hard fans play it. They play it all in one sitting. Then many people bought it and was like, it's not like the game I love. And they dip. Then there's weird 100% increases. I guess it's when someone streams a game or there's a sale. It's probably on sale right now. Yep. But to be honest, even on sale, it's only 10 euros, and I probably wouldn't even pay that. Because you know why I wouldn't pay 10 euros for this? Because I can pay less for this for Stardew. And I have 2 copies of the original anyway. Which I prefer, it has charm. This game doesn't have charm. It looks like a crappy mobile game, trying to look like Animal Crossing. That's a problem. It doesn't feel unique. The graphics are a bit too colorful, doesn't fix the issues of the GBA, like library. In the remake is just a square or a rectangle, just like the GBA. Why? You have power for more, could bring the original. But nope. And then the fans say that the Doraemon games are bad. They are not. The Doraemon games are good. They are far too expensive. Like, you need to slash at least 10, 20 euros, even at 30% off. I wouldn't buy it. I still think it's expensive for what it is. But the game looks great. It looks hand painted, which goes well with the brand. And it looks like a better remake of the Back to Nature game. It has better features than most Harvest Moon or Story of Seasons have. Even features that the remakes lack, because they screwed up by changing you to sleep till 6 AM instead of 6 hours. That's on A Wonderful Life. That's a stupid change. You need the mapping system of the Doraemon games in that game. If they didn't patch it. When I tried the game, it didn't have that. And like, it's a very, very slow game. You need to skip ahead sometimes in the day. You don't want to sit 8 minutes waiting for 8 hours in game to pass when you have nothing to do. In the original, you just go to sleep, wake up 6 hours later, go to do the events, sleep until you want to. And if sleeping 6 hours at a time was a problem, you go and make an option. Sleep it until ... where it chooses. It memorizes, or gives you option to memorize the time. For next time you just mash the button. Done. Like, it shouldn't be hard. And then the remake isn't even a remake, it's a remaster. With I can't say it. It's a word I can say. With improvements. That's it. Because if it's a remake, why does it have the animations from the original game? You go to the beach and then the animation that you see on the water is from the original game, but with different textures, which looks like crap. In the original it only looked very bad if you looked very, very closely. And with judgmental eyes. But in the remake it looks bad right away, because the animation is too obvious with the new textures. In the original the water was transparent, so the animation wasn't as pronounced. But since they made the water a blue mess in the remake, it sucks. The weather is worse, doesn't look nearly as good, which was the good point of that game, was the weather being so dynamic and good looking. And then you get a rainy day, it looks, you see there's it's like you are closed in a ball. You see the sky is round. It looks really bad. They killed the one thing that game aimed to be, which was to be immersive. It was a story, and an immersive one. And sadly they killed that. They made it impossible to be immersed because all the elements that made it immersive were removed. And they didn't even add content where you lacked, which was the map being tiny. Like, you had years and years of complaints and you only heard to a tiny few that were the simplest things to do. It was lazy, and I hate that. And I don't think it's worth the money for the laziness that they put into that game. But should they make a really good remake, then it's worth it. But it wasn't, so it's not worth that money when you can just pay so little for such a great game like this, that does so much more. And I'm out of time, but I rant so much that I could have played an entire day. But well, I need to go. I ranted enough for the day. That was my presentation on how Marvelous sucks. Because they do. And I hate it. And this is probably the worst thing anyone could hear, and I hope no one gets to this point in the video. And I just noticed that my title is misspelled. And I call my farm Mushroom. I'm not raising cows. I fixed that. Now no one will see that. But it said mushroom. Well, there's no mushroom cow in this game, so oops. Anyway, I'm done ranting for today. It was actually nice. Perhaps I should make a good video rant someday on how not to do a bad farming game, which Marvels will probably do another. anyway, because all they do is bad games at this point. I don't know what's wrong with that company ruining everything. God Eater 2 was a great game. God Eater 3, made by Marvels, sucks. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow and probably rant more about Marvel sucking as well, as I enjoy it. It's like a form of therapy. So until then, bye bye.